Hey folks, Kevin here. Well, it's June 29th, 2021, and I thought what we do is take a bit of a tour of the gardens and see just how things are going. Not too bad over here in the western garden plot. Let's start over here. So this area has to be weeded. This is where the cauliflower is. Haven't harvested any cauliflower yet, but the cauliflower has been doing pretty well. This has been a very hot, we're on, I think we're about eight days that we've had over 90 degrees in temperature, and it's very, very humid here. My heart goes out to those people out west, down south, that are dealing with all these extreme temperatures. But it's our drought isn't as bad as last year, but we still have a water deficit so far. We just haven't had the showers hit our property. So over here on this trellis we have the Scarlet Red Runner beans. They're doing really well. This was the first batch that Thea got in, and have a little bit of weeding. Got some quackgrass growing down there. Over here the lupine is just about done flowering. We've got to collect seeds pretty soon. Thea's been collecting our chamomile flowers for our tea and all. Thea replaced last week the couple of broccoli that didn't make it over here, and she has been harvesting broccoli from this garden so far. So this was the first garden plot we got in. These are our red currants. They're doing quite well. You can see quite a bit of growth on them. Some of them didn't make it, but really happy with the red currants. One of the things I do, you'll see the weeds in the center here. On these hot days, the thing that I'll do is if I see a weed starting up, I'll just pull it out and drop it onto the weed mat. That'll totally fry that weed, and that won't bother us much more. The blueberry plants, I think they're doing very well so far. So these are the ones that we started, we purchased as small little soft semi-hardwood cuttings that were rooted, and so they grew last year. Then we covered them up over the winter, and they've been growing pretty darn well this year as well. Some of the ones that looked really iffy, they're starting to come along as well, so pretty happy with how well these blueberries are doing. The honeyberries all along in this area here, I haven't had a chance to really get down here and get more started, but I have got some of these buried, so these will start sending down roots, so we'll propagate more of these, more of the stool layering. I have more weeding to do amongst the honeyberries. One that didn't make it here, and it's just been brutally hot. We've got another day we're over 90 again today. And I just posted a video on the simple layering of the gooseberries around the perimeter of this garden plot. This is one of the elderberries that hung over from last season in a Pennsylvania smartweed. You see the seeds are almost ready to harvest off of some of these lupine. And again, lupines are nice nitrogen fixers, really good. I've got to get over here and get rid of some of the weeds. But like I say, I'm pretty happy with the broccoli so far this year. We've already got, well, a small amount so far. Going to our central garden plot now. I'm really hoping we get some thunder showers coming through here this afternoon. There's a possibility. The comfrey is doing pretty darn well, growing up against the building. The first shoots that shot up are laying down now. You can see when they hit the mat, some of them get desiccated. But this is all new growth coming up here. The tomato plants, these are the San Marzano tomato plants. Last week I posted a video showing the steps that we went from starting around June 1st, getting pruning them, trimming them, getting them into the soil. The soil was prepped with starting some alfalfa pellets in the soil, and we use mycorrhizal fungi to inoculate them. This bed has been working. These beds have been functioning very well. Very good weed suppression. The cages are up. The tomatoes are doing well after the pruning we did last week. You can see we did some pretty heavy pruning on each of the tomato plants. I think they do better when we cut the bottoms off quite a bit. There are tomatoes started on them already, and this year we've got about 70 tomato plants here. Some of the peppers got burnt during these hot days with against the black mats and all, and so we lost a couple of these. These are our banana peppers. We had extra broccoli, so there's broccoli planted in here as well. Broccoli here too, I guess. I thought we had broccoli and cauliflower. No, this is cauliflower. This is probably going to be too hot for these cauliflower to do well. The red onions are doing well. We have to get in here and weed. I'm going to wait until when things cool down, we get into the 70s or 80s. These are the blue potatoes. These have to be healed up here. Hopefully as things calm down, if the temperatures drop down some over the next couple of days, I'll get those in and try and deal with some of these weeds as well. So overall here in the central garden, this has worked out extremely well. Super happy with our tomato plants. This year we did decide to really cut back on the amount of food that we're growing. So no corn, no leeks, all the extras that we used to grow. All of our different squashes. Seems like sometimes we've just got too much stuff growing. Now we'll go over here into the eastern garden plot. We have had some problems with the deer. Now this year, last year I used this paracord going through PVC connectors on the top of these T-posts. I extended it so we're just over 6.5, some places 7 feet tall, and with the yellow marking tapes on it, and that really kept the deer from jumping over there last year with our sweet potatoes. Well, unfortunately, we moved the sweet potatoes over here this year, and 2 nights in a row they came in and ate down all our sweet potatoes. So I guess I'm going to have to, if I want to be serious about it, I'm going to have to work on getting these fences higher here for the deer. The Red Runner Scarlet beans are, the Scarlet Red Runner beans rather, are doing very well along in here. This is all re-chipped and more paper and materials put underneath the wood chips here. I still haven't finished the weed mats here. We've got lots of, I've got some, it's one of the problems with the weed mats, some of these synthetic strings that strip off. Have to get in here and weed these beds and thin the all of the carrots here. So these are Danver carrots all the way up, part way up here. I did put carrot seeds all along in here. These are a deep red carrot seed. None of them took. Put them in the same time I put these the Danvers in, and really got to get in here, and the purslane is taking right over. Lamb's quarter and all. So one of the problems over in this eastern garden plot is my timer, and I'll show you that in a couple of moments. My timer did not work unfortunately, so that's an issue. So, and what I need to do is make sure that I come out here every single day and take care of things. So here we need to be the rosemary plants in this section here. Here we have some Russian red kale in here. Russian red kale. What else do we have in here? Some more peppers over in this area. Here we have kidney beans, and kidney beans down this row as well. More banana peppers over in this area. And these are some of our russet potatoes, and I've got to get these hilled up. I'm behind. I got to get these hilled up. And it's tough without having the tractor here to do this with a front end loader going out and getting more mulch to put on top of here. But as things cool down, I'll get these hilled up. Of course, we have no trouble with our lemon balm growing like crazy around here, and this is about to go to seed again. And again, these are our scarlet red runner beans all down both sides of this trellis, and a few lemon balm volunteers here as well. Over here we have more of the scarlet red runner beans growing up this side of the trellis. Some calendula here and more scarlet red runner beans growing up this side as well. Unfortunately, the darn sweet potatoes took a big hit from the deer coming through and eating them, gobbling them right down. So they are starting to recover. They didn't come in last night, but the 2 nights before that they came in and ate everything down, except for like 1 or 2 leaves. All these are new leaves that came up last night and this morning. But with the unfortunately, with the timer being off over here, somehow every once in a while these orbits just totally lose their programming, and it has to be reset. And this happened twice last year, and it's already happened twice this year so far. And that's a frustration because I really like these various zones. So I have 3 different zones hooked up right now for this. I'm sure I have 3 different zones hooked up right now for this orbit timer, so that each area will come on at different times. And unfortunately, our strawberries that were in here just got baked, no water getting to them. These strawberries really took a big hit as well, unfortunately. These we hand water our citrus, and unfortunately these took a hit. So I hit them a couple times with extra water, but man, that really is a shame. And it's my fault I didn't come over and check them. Then over here, definitely the high bush cranberry plants, which is this first row right here, they're the ones that were probably only maybe, I'm guessing, 15% success. Now we're down to like 5% success after the not getting watered. The hosta berries, which are, there's some more quackgrass starting down in there. The hosta berries are doing great. Those are these 2 rows in the center. And then over here on the outside are the Illinois mulberry trees. So they seem to be holding their own despite not getting any extra water as we wanted them to get. Then around here, the weeds, I haven't weeded in this area. I came through yesterday with a weed whacker and whacked the sides out some, but these are all black currants down in here, and they're real hardy. But with the horsetail, and this is all Pennsylvania smartweed, this is Pennsylvania smartweed, this is all this stuff, you see those little chevrons on here, which there's some that really show up well, but that's a Pennsylvania smartweed. I don't completely eliminate that because the Japanese beetles go to those first, which is really a blessing. The sage has already gone to flower, now going to seed. But really delicious and very flavorful sage. And we have our lavender, really fragrant and beautiful. So amazing. And what else? We have thyme in there too, and I got a couple of weeds in here I'm going to have to get out. So sage, thyme, and lavender, all in these areas. So that's about it for the update for this week. One thing I would say is learn from my mistake, not coming out here, spending the time. I just went to work doing a lot of the things I've been doing in the shop lately and not double checking. Oh, and I forgot to mention, over in the western garden plot, one of the things I noticed was a wet spot where one of the drip lines, like here's one of the drip tapes coming out. This is the shutoff valve from the main line. And I saw a water line going over, which meant that there were holes in it and it was spraying off to the side. And there was somebody had chewed little holes through the drip tape right next to where the shutoff valve is right there, over in the western garden plot. and I think it was one of the baby raccoons that are just getting ready. They're following mom around now, and I'll probably put a little bit of a clip in here from yesterday. Just a minute. Just a minute. Just a minute. I see ya. You fall down. All right. Just a minute. It's okay. Are you okay? You gotta be careful, honey. It's okay. Your leg's okay? Oh, baby. I know. We'll get you with mommy up here. She's feeding you well. It's okay, honey. It's all right. Nobody's gonna hurt you. It's okay, honey. Nobody's gonna hurt you. Go get your baby. Me helping one of the baby raccoons that fell from mom's little perching location. And unfortunately, we love wildlife, so they're all around us all the time. And they do little things like that. The babies do. They'll chew on just about anything. Probably sensed the water there, the drips there, and started chewing on the drip line to get some water. So that's our update for today. I'm behind as usual, but having had me not paying attention to the orbit timer and checking it as I should every single day. I should be walking through the gardens at least once a day, every row, and checking them out, making sure there aren't any problems. The problems would be not staying up on the weeding and all. Just too many things going on simultaneously. Overall, I'm happy given the challenges that we've faced so far. Hopefully this drought will not be nearly as bad as last year. I'm really hoping. So if you found this video of value, please give us a thumbs up. Feel free to leave a comment, any suggestions, any ideas, how things going in your gardens. It's always great to read what other people have to say as well about their gardens. Especially, I don't know how people are doing it out west with the heat and the challenges and the water restrictions as well. So good luck to all you gardeners and farmers out there. Best wishes to everyone. Take good care of yourselves, folks, and stay safe. Bye-bye now.